from this area that used to be a baseball field, which I think still is going to be, but they're like redoing the grass. I'm going to talk to you about poker promotion. So I put up a lot of videos about how I'm doing in promotions on the tables. It might seem like I only play places with promotions because I've only had the channel for about 10 months and I talk a lot about it, and I've been in Vegas most of the 10 months. It's not really the case. So I put up a video a couple weeks ago about my promotions in 2022, and I won almost $13,000 just via promotions. For a long time, I was keeping track just in my head, and it was about $2,000. For like many years, all the promotion money I had ever won totaled only about $2,000. I started the first 4 times in my life. I played Foxwoods. If they had promotions, I wasn't aware of them, but I did not win any. Then I moved to Wisconsin, and when I played at Potawatomi in Milwaukee, there was a bad beat. That was most of it, and I never hit the bad beat. I remember a short time there were splash pots. I remember being dealt into the splash pots, never winning one of them. So I didn't get any promotion money in Potawatomi, and then I moved to Vegas, and for a long time in Vegas, I only played like Bellagio Aria. There was like a little Planet Hollywood, there were other places mixed in, but mostly 2015, 2016, and I think for 10 months straight in the middle of that somewhere, literally only Bellagio Aria. No promotions at either of those rooms. So it was a very long time until I actually played somewhere that had promotions regularly. Before I moved for law school, I played a lot more at like Bally's and Mirage and Harrah's a little bit. They had promotions. Then I moved to the Horseshoe Council Bluffs. Didn't move into the building. I moved, and that's where I was playing in the Midwest. And they had, you know, some progressive straight flushes, like quads or better. I think quads paid, progressive straight flushes, and bad beat. Never hit the bad beat. I remember hitting a straight flush for $30. If someone hit it, it would reset to 0 and it would go up $30 a day. So I hit it, I guess, a day after someone else hit it, and it was only at 30 bucks. So for a long time, through like summer 2018, I was not really winning money via promotions. It was just winning money on the tables. Summer 18, things changed. Summer 18, I went to MGM National Harbor for most of the summer. They had a lot of promotions to compete with Maryland Live and the Horseshoe Baltimore. Those two are both about an hour away, but still there's competition in the state of Maryland. Summer 19, Atlantic City had a lot of high hands. And then for about a month I was in Oklahoma. Oklahoma didn't have much at all. A bad beat pretty much, that was it. And then 2020 played after things started reopening at the end of the year. Autumn 2020 played a lot. Northern Maryland, Maryland Live, Horseshoe Baltimore, a lot of high hands. Won a lot of high hands in the Horseshoe Baltimore. That's where I started keeping track of the promotions because they were happening so frequently. And then in 2021, most of the year I was in Vegas. 2022, most of the year I was in Vegas. So a lot of my time in poker was actually not very promotion rich, but lately it has been. As I walk over to this next baseball field that's still standing, not being re-grassed, interesting story over there, but I remember in like 2015 at Planet Hollywood, I hit quads or something, a straight flush. I hit something and I pulled a plaque out of a bag and I won $25. Like, for most of my life, that was promotions. They were very infrequent and they were very small when they happened. And I was just kind of keeping a rough estimate, a total in my head for a long time. And I remember through like 2017, before I started playing Bally's, for like the first 4 months of the year I was still in Vegas before I moved for law school, I only had like $2,000 in promotion money compared to $13,000 just in this past year alone. All right, so you can tell this is a softball field. You know, it's all dirt on the infield, but they didn't really care about that. When I was young, we just used this as a baseball field sometimes. And this is where I had one of my 2 plate appearances against Marcus Stroman. So if you follow baseball, he was on the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Cubs last time I checked. We were practicing on adjacent fields. There's a field over there. I was just walking on another field. There's fields all over the place. and we played a few innings against each other at the end of practice, and I got a plate appearance against him. I don't think I reached base in this scrimmage. I do remember having his pitch timed beautifully. If you look at the fence up here, I fouled a pitch straight up into this cage up here, but I had it timed perfectly. Don't think I reached base, but I did face him once in a game, an actual game that mattered. We were on travel teams in the same league, and I drew a walk against him. So one plate appearance in a game against a guy who's now in the majors, and I got on base. Anyway, I've given you guys a summary of my poker career from a perspective of promotions. Very rarely did I receive them early on, and now in Vegas, you just can't help but receive a lot of them. And you might wonder, how often do I play in a place with promotions? How often do I play in a place without promotions when I'm in Vegas now? That's tomorrow's video. So stay tuned tomorrow. I broke it down, how many hours in promotion rooms, how many hours not in promotion rooms. I think a lot of people will be surprised, because a lot of people tell me like, oh, why don't you play over there because there's no promos? Like, for some reason, people are under the impression I only play in promotion rooms, and it's really not the case, but I'll give you the numbers tomorrow.